Come on in, everyone. Come on in, because we are here for Married at First Sight, season 17, episode 14. And this video is going to be, you know what? I'm going to talk about them both. I'm going to talk about the regular episode, and I'm going to talk about the after party, and I'm going to show y'all a few parts of the episode of the after party, because I hear some of y'all don't get it. So I hope you stick around for that. I'm wearing pink, but I ain't wearing pink for solidarity for these women, because I'm over it. I am over all these women. I'm over this solidarity pink that they're wearing the after party. I'm over it. Even on the after party this week, there was Chloe, Austin, and Emily. Emily brought the heat. Emily was bringing the heat in the episode. She was confronting people. She was standing up. I got a few things to say about all this. And she was absolutely bringing the heat in the after party. Like I said, I'm going to show some of that, and we're going to talk about it. But what the hell is going on with Chloe and Michael? First of all, let me say this. I love me some Michael. I love Michael's emotional intelligence. I love the way he handles situations. I love the way that he was caring for Chloe, how he helped her with her bags, how he cared for her when they were mountain climbing. I loved everything about Michael. I'm telling you right now, I really can't think of nothing wrong I want to say about Michael. I really can't. I've even overlooked the hair, y'all. Let me tell you how much I am into Michael. I've even overlooked that little style he got going on. I will say this, though. I will say that a couple of times during the episode, because I think y'all planted it in my ear. I think y'all planted it in my ear that Chloe's being fake. Why y'all mess with me like that? Y'all mess with me like that. I'm so happy for these two. And y'all started putting little things in my head that Chloe's being fake. Chloe's being fake. Ain't nobody that happy. I was like, no, please don't burst my bubble. Please don't burst my bubble. But I'm going to tell you, a couple of times during this episode, I really did think Chloe was doing low-key shade. I thought she was doing a little bit of low-key shade. Like when they went on the mountain climbing, and he said something about, I don't have the right things on, or I wish I had the right things. I think she low-key shade him on his shoes, matching his bandana. I think she low-key shade him on all the things he had. Like he had a whole lot more suitcases, and she said that she's a minimalist. I think there's a couple of times that she low-key shade, and we know who she is. She's been really transparent. That's one thing I do like about Chloe. Chloe is aware of her negatives. It's actually refreshing, because then, you know what, at least you know what your negatives are. Now at least you can work on them. I can't stand people who are in denial. We're going to talk about Emily. Denial. Emily is in denial of her negatives. We're going to talk about that. She finally admitted, y'all, on the after party what it is that Brennan doesn't like about her, but she said it's one of her best qualities. I'm telling you, denial with a capital D. So at least Chloe is in denial. At least Chloe can confess and tell you the things about herself that are not all that great. In the after party, Chloe said, yes, on the honeymoon, you learn a whole lot of things about a person that you never knew.
Did it feel like you were honeymooning with a complete stranger?
Yes.
It did.
It did. We've never vacationed together, so we still
learn
don't
a
know
lot
how
about
to
somebody on vacation.
You learn more than you know.
So like I said, at least she can be honest. Emily over here lying. Emily is over here lying to us, not honest about who she is. And let me tell you, that whole scene that Emily had with Pastor Cal, when Pastor Cal brought receipts. Pastor Cal brought receipts this episode, video of Brennan versus Emily, and Emily said, I'm the same girl. I am the same exact girl, and I gotta give it to Emily. Emily is the exact same girl. I gotta give it to her. She is bringing who she authentically is. The problem Emily's not understanding is people don't even like her who she is authentically. That's the thing out here in the world. People think I'm showing up authentically, right? Which is good for you, because you feel good because you're not being fake and you're not being phony. But where people kind of get a little off is, just because you're authentic doesn't mean I gotta like you. Good for you that you're authentic, but it doesn't mean that I gotta like you. And what Emily is not getting that Brennan doesn't like her who her authentic self is. That's what she's not getting. And there is the problem. This is why Emily doesn't look to do anything differently, because in her mind, she hasn't done anything wrong and she's perfect. And she spends all her time talking about Brennan. And like we know, Brennan has a lot of issues. He does. But Emily needs to start becoming a little bit more aware of what her negatives are. This is why she's had failed relationships with all these men and then comes back and says, I don't know what went wrong. I don't know what went wrong. We saw that clip with Emily with her girlfriend, and Emily said in that clip, the reason why she likes that girlfriend is because that girlfriend tells her exactly as it is. She doesn't sugarcoat it. She doesn't beat around the bush. She tells her directly. And Emily says, that's what I need to hear, because Emily doesn't do any self-reflection. See, when you don't do any self-reflection, you're not halfway there. See, most of the time in self-reflection, you do a little self-reflection. Then when you talk to a person, if you hear anything back from that person that sounds like the reflection that you've been thinking about, that creates this sort of going deep in yourself. But what Emily doesn't do is Emily doesn't do any self-reflection at all. She doesn't do any of the work herself on her own self. So she needs a person who does all the work for her. She needs a person to come to her, tell her exactly what it is. Emily this, Emily that, a straight shooter. That's what Emily needs, because if Emily doesn't get that, she doesn't self-reflect. So then what she concentrates on is what's wrong with the other person. Emily absolutely brought the heat this whole after party. Even in this episode, she brought the heat. She brought it, but I want Emily to have some more self-reflection. I'm really over Emily, to be honest with you. All this bitterness that Emily now has, you could really see it in the after party. She was coming after everybody. She came after Austin. She came after Chloe. She came after Brennan, who wasn't even here. She even came after her old girl, Claire, to be honest with you. She even came after Claire too. She came after Cameron as well. Emily came after everybody, but you know who she didn't come after? Herself.
Emily and Austin, I know the two of you are facing your own issues within your marriage. How do you feel? Decision day is approaching really fast at this point.
I'm still staying hopeful and working through a lot of the stuff that experts have given us, and still don't know what our decision is going to be.
Now these panic attacks as Chloe, it had me really worried when they were sitting there having that dinner, and all of a sudden she started talking about she can't do it, she can't move in. I was like, girl, you are on Married at First Sight. What do you mean you can't make it from the honeymoon to the where y'all gonna live together? She was really starting to disappoint me. I'm wondering if it's getting to her that she was second fiddle. Y'all think it's getting to her? Do you guys think it's starting to get to her that she's second fiddle? Or are we just really seeing some of the reasons why Chloe's been single out here for a while? She seems to have some really, really deep panic attacks, and she is panicking with Michael. And to be honest with you, of all the men out here, he should be the one she's least panicking with, because he has been so gentle, so kind, so understanding with her. I'm like, what more could you ask for, girl? What more could you ask for?
Panic attacks when I get into really stressful situations, and I guess marrying a stranger is a little more stressful than I thought it would be, because I don't usually have four of them.
So Chloe seems to be appreciative of Michael's patience and everything. She still seems like she's having a decent time in her wedding. She still seems optimistic. And then you got the bitter Bettys over here complaining and crying the whole episode. You got Claire over here who's negative. She done been negative with Cameron. Now she's coming over here being negative with Emily. They really don't need to be friends, because they actually just feed off of each other's negativity. And Claire needs to be off the show. We talked about Lauren and Orion needs to be off the show. Why don't we get Claire and Cameron off the show as well? Because we don't need them on here anymore. We don't need no more acting by Claire. We already know the veil has slipped. The mask has slipped. Because not only is she over here, did she dig into Cameron, now she's over here digging into Brennan. Let me tell you something. Even if you think what you think about Brennan, as a friend with a woman who's in a marriage, it's not your job to start talking bad about a woman's husband. That's just wife 101. That's why I don't like Claire. Because Claire now, she was talking bad about Cameron. Now she's over here talking bad about Brennan. That's not Claire's job. It really isn't. She is there to support and listen to Emily. And Emily can talk all the nasty stuff she wants to talk about Brennan if she wants to, because she's in the marriage with Brennan. But that's not Claire's job. I don't like Claire, period. She's negative. She's negative. And I'm actually trying to get tired of Emily too, because you know what I think about Emily? I think Emily and Brennan are having real conversations off camera. Real conversations. Because when Brennan was telling Emily, hey, I don't want to blur the lines between friendship and romance, you know, a relationship, that told me off camera, he has clearly told her, I don't want to be married to you. We're not a match. Even Emily has said that Brennan has told her to her face, we don't have anything in common. It is Emily who lives in denial. So this is what I think is going on with Brennan and Emily. Behind closed doors, Brennan is telling Emily the truth. He's told her, I don't have anything in common with you. He's told her that I don't want to really be married to you. He's told her that I'm not attracted to you. He's told her all these things behind the door, the truth. But what he's doing in front of the camera is exactly what Emily said. He's trying to pretend like there's hope. So he's telling the truth behind camera, telling it to her face. On camera, then, he's faking it and he's lying. What Emily then says is, oh, he's two-faced. He says one thing behind the camera, then on camera, he's a completely different person. Then what she does is she says, well, those are mixed messages. I have hope. Why do you have hope? Why do you have hope? You just said you know what he's doing. You just said that he's faking it for the camera, but you know behind closed door he's told you the truth. So why is there hope? You know why? Because she keeps saying, I'm trying to get back that spark he had when we first met. You mean the first spark at the wedding day, the reception, when he was really liking you? And he probably said to himself, okay, well, she got drunk at the reception, no big deal. But then subsequent to that, he realized you get drunk every single night, all the time. You drink a lot, and he became turned off. Now all of a sudden, Emily is saying, well, you know, I'm trying to get that spark back because at one time he did like me. That is how it starts off with everybody. They take you out on a date, they like you, then after the first date, they don't like you. Emily, this is par for the course. This is exactly what you said happens in your real life. The men like you up front, they take you out, and then guess what? It doesn't last. You don't get to boyfriend, girlfriend status. You don't get further than one or maybe 2 date nights out till they realize it's a pattern with you and they don't want to have nothing to do with you. This is Emily's biggest problem, y'all. Her biggest problem is she doesn't self-reflect. She doesn't figure out what's going on with her. I'm telling you, when she said it to her, she told us about her friend, why she likes her friend, and how her friend has to drill it in her head what the real truth is. That's what it takes for Emily to take the truth. And what's going on is no matter what Brennan tells Emily behind closed doors, she won't accept it. She won't accept what he's telling her behind closed doors. And then what she hangs on is she hangs on to what he's doing in public in front of the camera. He's fake. We know he's fake. We know he wants one public image in the public and one behind closed door. We know that he doesn't want to say on camera why he really doesn't like you. It's because of your drinking. He doesn't want to embarrass you. He doesn't really want to tell all your stories, all your business. He doesn't. But let me tell you, on this after party, Emily finally spills the tea. She finally admits that Brennan doesn't like her because of her drinking. We're going to show that clip later on too. But right now, I'm about to show you when Emily brings the heat for Claire. Remember the scene where Claire was going in on Brennan talking about how bad he is? Emily brings the heat for Claire. I'm telling you, Emily is a bitter Betty. She's bitter. She's mad at everybody out here. And I'm going to tell you right now, her and Chloe don't get along. Chloe was rolling her eyes at Emily. Emily was rolling her eyes at Chloe. Chloe got on blue, said, I'm not with you ladies. I'm not on this bitter train with you ladies. I'm not doing it. But let me show you this part where Emily goes in on Claire.
Claire and I are realizing, like, we're both getting this, like, friend talk. And Claire's kind of telling me, like, Cam and I are friends too. I'm like, are you? Like, where the is Cam? Like, he just left you. Like, has he texted you? Because I hear from Brennan, like, from Cam, Claire's so annoying. Like, she wants to come visit me, wants to see me. So we're finding some.
So there you are. Emily spills the tea. Emily says, Claire, you sitting over here talking about you and Cameron are friends. But behind the scenes, just like we said about all these men, none of these men like these women. Behind the scenes, Cameron is telling Brennan, Claire is so annoying. She's calling me, talking about she wants to come over here, and I don't want to have nothing to do with her. Emily's spilling the tea on her friend Claire, and then calling Claire out saying, you come over here telling me that you're friends and telling me about my marriage, but your marriage is jacked up too. Emily brought the fire for everyone. Everyone. Emily is telling everybody the truth. It's not that Emily's not telling the truth to everybody else. The problem is Emily ain't telling the truth to herself. That's her biggest problem. She got the truth for Austin. She got the truth for Chloe. She got the truth for Claire. But you know who she don't have the truth for? Herself and her damn drinking. That's her biggest problem right now.
So what are the issues that Brennan has brought up that he doesn't prefer?
Yeah, example, your wedding. Like, he was like, why do you always have to have wine? You were holding your wine glass like this at Chloe and Michael's wedding. Like, I got everyone out on the dance floor, and I just think resents a lot of my best characteristics because he doesn't have those in himself.
So there you go. Finally, Keisha and I pull him, ask her, well, you keep saying Brennan doesn't treat you like a friend. He doesn't like you. What is it that he doesn't like about you? Because we know he's told you. This idea that she doesn't know he's told her. He said, well, to give you an example, was at Chloe's wedding. He said to me, why you always got to drink wine? There it is, Emily. Why are you holding the wine glass like that? Because that's when she made the guy spill the wine. And so then what she turns it around is, instead of it turning around and being a self-reflection and saying, maybe he's turned off from all my drinking, she turns around and says Brennan is jealous of her because those are her best qualities, that she knows how to get everybody out on the dance floor. That she's the fun of the party. She's the life of the party. Well, Emily, are people laughing with you or are they laughing at you? Because I wasn't laughing with you. I was laughing at you. I had secondhand embarrassment. So once again, Emily ain't aware of her negatives. She's not. She thinks all her shit smells good and her shit don't stink. And Brenda keeps trying to tell her, your shit stink. Your shit stink. But she's sitting over here saying, Brennan is jealous of me because he don't have the qualities I have. What? Being a drunk? Damn, Emily, you need to look in the mirror. You need to look in the mirror.
I hear you, but we've also been very clear to say that, you know, he's one person on camera, he's one person off camera. You don't feel like you guys are friends. So what's keeping you in it?
I think, to what I've said before, like, I'm holding on to what I know we had, and I'm still trying to navigate his inconsistency. Like, there's so much mixed signals happening, which is why it's not cookie cutter clear to me.
So listen to her. Even Keisha and I please said, why are you still in it? Why are you in it? Oh, because I'm trying to hold on to what we had. You didn't have nothing. You never had nothing. You had something for that 20-minute wedding ceremony. After that, it went out the window. It went out the window. And she's talking about inconsistencies. What inconsistencies? We have watched Brennan. He has been consistent since episode 2. He don't want you. What she's talking about is the fact that he's honest with her behind closed doors and he's lying in public. And she says, well, it's not cookie cutter clear. Like her friend says, you got to beat Emily down with the truth. You got to beat her down. And this little method that Brennan has of being the truth behind closed doors, but then faking it for the camera, it ain't working for Emily. Emily needed the Orion method. Emily needed the Orion method. Everybody want to get mad at Orion, but guess what? It turns out that his method was the best method, which is walk away. Don't give him no false hope. Tell him right then and there the door is closed. I don't want none of this. You still got all these other men pretending one thing. You got Cameron over here darn near recreating a whole heart attack. He probably needed that surgery long time ago. He just decided to have it now. That's what I believe. I believe this was a surgery that Cameron needed to have long time ago. And he decided, now that I got a little time off work, now that I got this check coming in, this is the best time to go ahead and have this surgery. You got Austin over here faking it, lying. I don't even know why Austin took Becca to Philadelphia. Oh, I know why. Because it was his grandmother's 97th birthday party, and he had to show up for that. And it would have looked really weird not to bring Becca. But let me tell you, Emily had some heat for that too. She sure did.
I feel like that's like the most intimate setting, is like going to your parent, or like leaving the cameras going there. So I feel like the pressure should have been off.
Well, like, if you're...
Austin has every excuse in the world not to be intimate with Becca besides the truth. Just tell the truth, Austin. Tell the truth. He's sitting up here talking about the reason he didn't want to be intimate with her was when they were at the grandma's birthday party because we was in grandma's house. We can't do nothing. Then he's talking about the cats and I got allergies. The dog ate my homework. Good Lord, Austin, you got all kind of excuses why you don't want to be in the relationship with this woman, and she's still over here hanging on to all your excuses and lies. All these men, I'm telling you, I called it right from the very beginning that none of these men like these women. That was the very beginning what I said. None of them liked the women, and that it was Orion who was the only one who had the guts to stand up and tell the woman to her face. And everybody got mad when I said, you know what, I much prefer a man who tells me the truth. It may hurt my feelings, but at least he puts me out of my misery. As opposed to these men, Brennan, Austin, and Cameron, stringing these women along and making it even more torturous. Now we got Austin over here making up excuses why he didn't want to be with Becca in his grandmama's house. But you know who brought the heat, who called him out? Like I said, who's been calling out everybody? Emily brought the heat.
Sick. Do you want to like jump someone's bones? Like
No,
the answer is no. Like, of
I
course
just
not.
think there's other ways though to like build intimacy. I just know she came back feeling like a little disappointed, not because sex didn't advance in your grandma's house, like that's a little weird, but more upset around it being a very intimate opportunity and setting, and things still just like not progressing overall.
Yeah, and maybe that's what I meant.
Emily said, I ain't accepting none of these excuses from you. It ain't even her husband. These women be in each other's business all the time. They are all in each other's weddings, businesses, marriages, confronting all these men. That's what this pink is all about. This pink is about solidarity. This pink is about, it doesn't matter who's going to be at this after party. I'm you, me, we're each other. So even if you won't be on the after party, I'm going to represent you well. I'm going to say all the things to your man, your husband, that you didn't say during the episode. That's what the pink is about. It is about solidarity. It is about unity. It is quite clear what the pink is about, and Chloe's the only one who's decided, I ain't with none of this. None of it. So Emily's bringing back the words of Becca saying, this is how she felt. This is how she felt. She was upset about it. She was upset about the lack of intimacy. She was upset about the fact that not just not having the sex, but you weren't nowhere. You weren't even interacting with her. It's almost as if when they got to the grandma's house, not only did Austin turn off from the sex, he turned off from the attention all the way. And here is the solidarity team. Emily saying, I'm here to represent Becca's feelings. I'm here to represent her feelings.
So what were you arguing about?
So basically, I was like listening to music while I was brushing my teeth, and she like didn't think that was like respectful of like where we were at the time, and I was like,
Wait, I need clarity on this.
And all this game plan didn't help him, because we got this story that Austin's about to tell where he and Becca got into an argument because she's tired of his shenanigans. He act like he's in the dark. He don't know what's going on, but Becca's tired. She is tired.
I wasn't blasting music. I was just like listening to music, and then it just kind of snowballed, and tensions got a little high, and she like shut down, and she was like, I need to go. I need to get out of here. I need to like leave. And I like just didn't know how to handle it. And I was just like, okay.
So he's trying to tell us that the reason why they was arguing was because he was listening to music on his phone, and his daddy's dead, so he didn't think it was a big deal. And you're saying that Becca got mad because he was playing his music too fast. That's what you're trying to tell us now? That's what the argument is about? Okay, Austin, we'll go with it. We'll listen to what you got to say. He's over here tripping on his words. He is tripping on his words. This is what happens when you lie. When you lie, your sentences get long, your words get jumbled, your story gets convoluted. It's not clear because you're lying, because you're thinking of the lie as you're telling it. Or maybe you're not lying, you're trying to twist the story and twist the narrative to fit who you are. And so you're thinking of it as you go along. And so there you go. Here we got this long ass story. Spit it out. Spit out what happened, Austin. Spit it out. So here's he sitting here trying to figure out why was she so mad. She's mad because she ain't had her back blown out now. She done healed from these surgeries. She's like, what's going on? And all Austin can think about is, well, I need time. I need patience. I haven't really done anything. Why are you so mad? Why are you so angry? I'm sick of Austin too. I'm sick of everybody on this show, to be honest with y'all. Sick of them. But you know who's also sick of them? Emily. Because here's what Emily said.
Seems to me like that was kind of like a breaking point. You can hear it and see it in the clip that she's trying, put in more of an effort, she felt like, than you did with your own family.
That's a good point.
What did y'all think about the part where Michael had told Chloe that he didn't tell his mother that he got married the second time? I didn't have no problem with it. Considering the way his mother felt the first time, I think he felt, hey, you know what? I'm not going to tell her the second time. I'm going to see if this shit works out. I actually didn't have no problem with it. I could see that Chloe could have a problem, but it looks like she didn't have no problem with it because that's what she said on the after party.
Doesn't feel comfortable telling his mom. I get it. And I will support him 100%. And when the time comes that he wants to tell her, I'll be there to share the good news.
You know, I'm sure it was.
But of course, you know, somebody else has something to say about it. Emily has something to say. She didn't like it. And now she's sitting over here projecting onto Michael. Oh my gosh.
Kind of shows like commitment issues. Like, he's a grown adult. Like I just don't think that's something. I would feel very uncertain and doubt myself the whole entire time after hearing something like that.
I didn't
like that. I didn't like that with Emily. Like, what's the big deal? Why are you in their marriage again? Why are you interjecting your opinion? Bitter Betty. And what she's trying to project is she's trying to project onto Michael what's going on with Claire and Cameron and what's going on with her and Brennan. She's probably trying to project the fact that Cameron never told his family that he was getting married. And so now here she is saying it shows a lack of commitment. That might have been it with Cameron, but why are you doing that to Michael? It's not the same story. But once again, that's what happens with the Bitter Bettys. That's what happens.
Be talking about this same issue so many times within a short period of time without no like real time to make things better.
Why don't you just have sex with her?
But let me tell you, Emily be calling out Austin. She was calling him out. And once again, Austin got to trip over his word because he ain't got an answer. He doesn't have an answer. Like I said, it ain't nothing wrong that Emily's not bringing the truth. She's absolutely bringing the truth. The problem is she don't bring her own truth. That's where I have the problem with Emily. She brings the truth for everyone else, but she doesn't bring her own truth. Listen to Austin trip over his words.
Like, is that fair to ask? I mean, you say you're sexually positive, but like you clearly don't apply that to me because like my path isn't what you or maybe Becca wants, and that isn't okay with you.
Emily's like, I'm here to represent Becca. I'm here to tell Becca's story, and you're lying. You're lying, Austin. I'm going to call you out here sitting on this couch with my pink dress and my white shoes. You're lying. I'm going to call you out, and let me tell you, Austin got his back up against the wall because Emily ain't letting off his neck. Them white shoes is stuck on the back of his neck, and he don't know how to get out from under them.
I don't think that's it. I think
That's how it feels.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, why not? Like, she clearly says she wants to have sex. Like, she's tried a lot. She keeps telling me that you guys are having these talks. You're saying, like, I want to improve intimacy. And she keeps trying, and, like, you're not putting in any effort, reciprocation, and definitely not initiating anything just to make moves in the right direction.
There are, like, two sides.
He lying, talking about he does try, but he ain't getting incentivized. He is lying. Don't no one believe Austin. All these men this whole season, they need an Academy Award for lying. Actually, they don't need no Academy Award because they didn't even do a good job at it. They need the Razzie Award. The Razzie Award. It was a poor performance. We have seen all through the lies. It is unbelievable.
It's every going, like, it sucks to hear that that's what she's telling you because, like, I am doing those things. We are, like, progressing. Like, when you do try and it goes unrecognized, like, why would you keep doing the same thing?
But I really hope Michael and Chloe work out. I really do hope they work out. They had that whole rock climbing thing. She was facing her fear. So even though she's kind of scary, it seems emotionally, and like she said, she hasn't been in a relationship for a long time, I'm hoping that she can overcome them just like she did that rock climbing. I did not know Michael was half Filipino, half Greek. That was an interesting story to hear from him. Like I said, I really like Michael. I like him a lot.
What was making you so overwhelmed that you felt that way on your honeymoon?
Wow. Well, sister, you married a stranger too. So I mean, I don't know. I am someone that I'm an introvert by nature, and on top of that, I haven't been in a relationship in a really long time.
Tell me,
I know y'all, like I said, y'all kept telling me she's fake. I hope she ain't fake. I really hope she's not fake because I need a winner this season, y'all. I need a winner.
Commend you because I do think it's hard meeting a stranger, trying to make a marriage work to prioritize yourself. But I think in order to prioritize the marriage and each other, you had to do that, which I think took a lot of guts and shows a lot of your like emotional maturity. Yeah, and I commend Michael for giving you the space and acting the way he did.
We'll see what happens because we know the other ones ain't gonna make it. We know the other ones aren't gonna make it. And
Michael and I had just really enjoyed hours and hours and hours of conversation. And we talked so much, I ended up with a sore on my tongue. Production had to bring a giant box of baking soda for me so that I could rinse with this baking soda in hopes of clearing up that sore on my tongue. So literally, that's how much talking we did.
hopefully Emily will start to see a little bit of her own issues, so that way when she goes into a new relationship, she'll see things a little bit better. Because Brennan is absolutely exposed. He is exposed to, let me tell you, Pastor Cal. He might not have brought the Bible verses before, but he brought the receipts this time. He brought the video footage of Brennan sitting up there lying, talking about who he is. And we know Brennan ain't none of that. Brennan absolutely lied in that interview. They need to get some other type of way to figure out when people are lying. Because let me tell you, Brennan duped all these producers. He duped them all. Brennan said that he was semi-coachable. He likes to get better, but he wouldn't listen to nothing no one said. You're not semi-coachable, Brennan. You're not coachable at all. At least he said he admitted that he's sensitive, because he is sensitive. That's why he don't like Emily to say anything bad about him. He does not want to hear anything negative, and that's what I think happened during his childhood. Brennan has had so much negativity in his childhood. He's seen so much. I'm telling you, he is traumatized by it. He really needs to go get therapy to figure out where all this comes from, where this facade comes from. Because when he was sitting in that interview, he absolutely put on a facade. He was acting, and that's what he's doing here in this marriage too. Emily's correct in that. Brennan is acting, and she's keeping it real. But both of them are a problem. Even Emily's keeping it real is a problem, and Brennan's acting in front of the camera is a problem as well, because he don't see who he is either. He's too busy putting on a show, and like I said, he learned this in childhood. He learned how to put on a brave face in childhood and cover up all the stuff going on behind closed doors. He learned that in childhood. But one of the MVPs of the show, like I said, was Emily's friends. She told Emily, Brennan is a master manipulator, and you need to run for the hills. She's the MVP. Emily better keep her friend around, because obviously Emily's hard-headed and she doesn't self-reflect. She actually needs someone to drill it in her head, and she's right. She better keep that friend around, telling her the truth, until Emily can learn how to have her own discernment, look within, evaluate herself, and also look what the other person's doing. She needs some help too. At this point, we can take Claire and Cameron off the screen, just like we did Orion and Lauren. We can take Claire and Cameron off the screen. We don't need her negative Betty, bitter Betty on here anymore either. We really don't. But anyway, that's it, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.